belong to you.
I belong to you.
Do just what you want. You're the one that tries.
When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from me, I know that I am so much better. When I look at what I've done now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong. I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shade of doubt hanging around that old.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Trust me, we will talk about the parts, the skates, and the wheels, etc. in a second, but first, here's how the first session went. First up, let's talk the new USD Sway Gen 2 sole plate. Alright, so it's wider on the negative side, and it's still wide in the heel, but it's not quite as wide in the front of the boot right about here. I kind of like that because I've only ridden the USD Sway stock sole plate and the Razor's Cult sole plate. But I think it being a little bit more narrow in the front is a little bit reminiscent of the Cult that I've ridden. Which I like. I also like that it comes all the way to the toe. Now, I don't have any like facts about this, but it feels like it takes a little bit of pressure off of the toe in general and sort of helps with the heel lift. Yeah. Basically, like when it was cut off in the toe, it kind of felt like it put pressure in the toe, and that's causing me to tip a little bit more. And I didn't really have that issue. I also noticed that I tightened my laces a little bit more than I usually would to keep heel lift from happening. I'm now kind of recognizing when heel lift is happening and when it is not. So now I'm kind of preventing it. I'm also going to put on a 45-degree neck strap as well. But yeah, sole plate slides super fast. I like it. It's still not as fast as like the Razor's plastic. I don't know why, but that plastic just feels like it slides faster. But I didn't have any issue with confidence jumping into a grind, especially when I tightened my laces, etc. Yeah, so that's sole plate. It's awesome. I like it. It's a good thing. Now let's talk wheels. So in the build process, I wanted to ride this flat, but if you look at the H-block right there, let me see if I can get a better angle. Cool, there you go. It doesn't give you a whole lot of wheel bite protection. That's not to say that it's bad, it's just not a lot. And if you're more experienced, then you're probably going to be fine, but I'm not, so I wasn't fine. And I didn't, excuse me, I got the hiccups. I didn't want to ride it flat. But that is the reason I got the undercover wheels, is to ride it flat. Now these are undercover 58 millimeter wheels. And I like I said, I wanted to ride it flat. And first off, let me say that those wheels feel awesome. They're 58 millimeters. And they feel super quick. They're just incredible. I didn't realize how big of a difference that a aftermarket wheel would be compared to like a stock wheel. And it's pretty darn noticeable. So yeah, that wheel is awesome. I actually ordered a plastic H-block insert for the Kaiser Element 2 60s. So I'll be riding those wheels on this frame flat. And then I got the famus 64 millimeter wheels. It's actually in the hard hydrometer. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's in the 90s. Basically, if you ride an anti-rocker, the wheel's gonna wear down quicker. And I wanted to prevent that by getting a harder urethane. It doesn't really feel hard though. It feels like an 80A durometer. I don't ever hear inline skaters or skateboarders use the word durometer, but it's a common term in longboard wheels. But basically, it refers to the hardness of the wheel. So now you know. So it's harder. So to prevent wear, I haven't really noticed any wear either, and I've had 3 sessions on it, which is good. Because I was told that it's going to wear down really quickly, and I did use it on really harsh ground. Like, we have skate parks, but they're rough skate parks. They're not pristine skate parks. The ground is very bad. So yeah, I was expecting it to wear down a little bit quicker than it did, and it didn't. So that's good. But it doesn't feel faster than the undercover wheels, and maybe it's not necessarily faster, but the roll speed is still really good. And maybe the undercover wheels are just quicker because they're smaller, and if they got a bigger wheel, then they'd be faster. I'm not entirely sure. But they didn't seem faster than the undercover wheels, and they're smaller. But they're still really good. Now, let's talk the Rosie's street frame, because that is the biggest shock out of everything. Basically, if you look at the average price of a plastic frame, it's around like $50 to $70, which is pretty expensive. But I got the Rosie street frame, which is supposed to be the old Valo frame, for $20. I think actually like 19 and some change, but round up $20. Which made me think, okay, well, what's wrong with it? Because the Kaiser Fluid 5s, they're like, new ones are like 70, the old ones are like 60, running up. So it didn't seem like that big of a loss to spend $20 and it'd be bad. So I did it. I went for it. I got it. The only complaint that I have, which is also pro, is that it's really, really, really hard plastic. So when it came to grinding on cement, I really had to work in the groove, and the plastic anti-rockers are also really, really, really hard and take a little while to grind in. When I gotta believe once it's, I don't know, worn in, then it'll be fine. But that was the only complaint that I have, but it's also a pro because this stock frame has these little, I don't know what to call them, but they're like support beams in the inside of the wheel. In the inside of the frame. And I'm not sure it needs it because the plastic is so hard, but it also strengthens the rigidity of the frame, thus giving it a lot of power transfer. It was really fast. It was fast flat. It was fast anti-rocker, and that really blew me away. Thus, giving it a really, really fun session on whether I was riding anti-rocker or flat. It didn't matter. It was still significantly faster than my Featherlight 3s. I don't know about how much faster than the Kaiser Fluid 5s, but faster, but not necessarily like by a lot. Yeah, and so really, really, really solid frame. I really only have like that, like I said, that one complaint, but in all reality, it's probably worth it because $20, yeah, it's hard plastic and you have to wear in the groove, but in most cases you have to wear in the groove. So will it slide as smooth? Not necessarily, but is it going to be twice as fast and really durable? Yeah, it's a really good frame. So I recommend it. It's a pretty good frame. And that is the end of my video. As always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any other sports that you want me to try. And enjoy the rest of your day.